Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, to the Hbar holders. Thank you for all your support you guys show on a daily basis. You guys seem to enjoy these updates. So of course, continue supporting, and your boy Crypto ZX got you covered on these updates. But we are coming across, one of the biggest liquidations over the course of the last 24 hours. We're talking about $1 billion in liquidation, and that is due to, Bitcoin seeing, quite a big drop since yesterday, which of course it did have an impact on the broader market. We're looking at an increase. I'm sorry, not an increase. We're looking at a pullback of, you could say, about 6%, which of course is going to drag the broader market with it. But, market is rebounding as we, are recording the update over the last 1 hour, where you can see, the market is picking up. But, of course, when you do see the price of BTC falling down about 6%, you're going to see the broader market, obviously reacting to that. But HBAR right now, it's currently sitting at 25.4 cents. We're down about 2.8% in Bitcoin and about 5.3% in USD comparative. Valuation 10.8 billion and a 24-hour trading volume sitting at about $500 million. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. And today's also a big day, of course, due to Paul Atkins will be talking about Project Crypto. So we're obviously going to hear about that as well. But if you're looking at the dominance, despite the price of Bitcoin, dropping about 6%, even though, the price of Bitcoin has reclaimed back above $119,000 as we are going into Friday morning, dominance is something I want you guys to have your eyes glued on as of yet. Reason why we say that is because, of course, you guys know dominance is such an important tool to be keeping an eye out on, especially if you're an altcoin holder. And this is showing us time and time out that, we are in an altcoin season, because you could see for yourself, after having an extensive pullback for BTC, you still did not see the dominance, reclaim back up to the 60% mark, which tells me a lot. This is giving me a lot of confirmation that, I've been looking for. And over pretty much since the last month and a half, you guys know my overall tone has been that, we are going in this bullish trajectory. Of course, timeline, as far as timeline is concerned, we've been projecting on this channel that as we do go into late Q3 and go into Q4, we are going to anticipate some excitement for altcoins specifically. But I always said you don't want to neglect, what happens to dominance. And again, time and time out, it's showing us, the way it has been pulling down, the weakness on its side. But BTC has picked up. Of course, you are going to see Bitcoin reacting in a negative way when you do see Scott Bessent coming out and saying, the U.S. government won't be buying Bitcoin, which again, I've told you this before, that is not something new. This is not something that new that we're hearing for the first time ever. This has been the case from the beginning, when the origination of the strategic reserve, even came about for Bitcoin. And, since then, it was quite clear that, they are having no intended plan to actually go out and buy BTC. And of course, him mentioning that on an interview did have a negative reaction to the price of Bitcoin, hence the price of Bitcoin fell. But you are seeing the price of Bitcoin picking up, and I think we will rebound much quicker than a lot of people think. But if you're looking at HBAR, so again, we need to know HBAR is not an exception. So HBAR is of course going to react to the broader market. Just because Bitcoin went down and the broader market went down doesn't mean that you're just going to see HBAR holding and being like that outlier. That's not the case. We are going to see HBAR reacting as well, and that's exactly what ended up happening. Well, we saw that rejection at that key resistance time in, time out. We've been talking about that resistance. We actually did wick above that range, went up to 27.7 cents, but never really got that close. The close is what we want to see happening. I stated that on my channel before, and what I mean by that close is you want to obviously go back above that range and close the daily candle and turn that resistance into support, which I think will happen. Which I think will end up happening. Reason why I have confidence in that is because, of course, we have had an ETF filing, for HBAR. Obviously, there's been other HBAR filings, but there was a new additional one. And of course, I think that could really trigger in a lot of excitement. And of course, with altcoin season, kicking in, I think utility projects are going to feel the love, and I am projecting, HBAR to really gain some traction. But as of now, you're still having a little bit of a hard time breaking out of that level. So I want you guys to, keep an eye out on that specific level. Once you see this resistance turn into support, this would be a big confirmation for us to start retesting the 0.50 fib zone, which we were actually at just about 2 weeks back. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Thank you for all your support and the love. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.